Hello, Nickelodeon idea guy? We have no idea for an intro. Can you give us one? You hate our show. I get it. That makes sense. Oh, there's no one there.
Alright, so we've been running a Tumblr giveaway on our Tumblr for a Book 2 Spirits poster, and it's time to announce the winner. Vince, do the thing.
This is the winner.
Congratulations, winner. I hope you enjoy that poster. There's nothing else we got to say right now, right?
I don't know, but you're scaring me, man. Everything that you do and everything that you are is frightening to me.
My beloved Pabu, word has arrived from the Rhino Pony Express of Civil War. Oh, my heart does tremble. I long for your embrace. Come back to me soon. I do fear I've come down with the vapors. Yours always, Tani.
Is there anything in Avatar been as cute as that tea scene with Iki and Daddy? Like,
No, I don't think so. I wish I could remember all the names that she gave him, but there's only a blueberry
Spice Head.
Blueberry spice muffin,
Spice-a-tron.
Rainbow. Something that was rainbow.
Yeah, that scene worked really well for me just because of how defeated Tenzin seems. Like how the problems that his daughter's facing and the same ones with his siblings. It's like, that's how siblings are, and it's just like, I don't know. It was really simple, but it said a lot in just a really simple idea.
I like this.
So.
Well, I just like all the stuff with Bolin. He was hilarious as usual, especially the ending when he runs off into the sunset away from her.
I feel
And
like
the speedboat that was
nothing
made
will
to-
stop her from seeking her vengeance on Bolin.
Yeah, she crazy.
Yeah, no, she is.
She's crazy.
I liked him in his little bowl haircut.
I like that.
I
And
liked
his
that a
little
lot. His little, I just wanted to.
God, this is awful.
Go ahead, John. What was your favorite?
Hey, Asami is a character.
She's back.
I was not hallucinating.
But where
Good
was
stuff.
she though?
I think she was in the bear where Varric was for 2
It's a
episodes.
3 people bear.
Well, they're just having tea, just chillaxing in there.
Yeah.
Segueing to my favorite part, which was just Varric, just everything about him, because this is definitely the most he's been in any episode, and that guy, he is something.
He's just a hilariously sleazy.
I mean,
Yeah, he was awesome.
I hope that he stays in that platypus bear costume for the remainder of the series. Like, I hope he's just in there forever. And
with Julie pooping money on
yeah.
him.
Oh my god.
Actually, in regards to Varric, I think he would not be half as funny if he didn't have Julie as a sidekick, so that he could play off that.
Yeah.
Half of his jokes are with Julie, and I don't know, I think it's pretty funny. Okay, okay.
You alright there, friend?
I have to say this by far, well, for me, was the most ridiculous episode.
Oh yeah,
That's both good.
It was one of the funniest.
It's a compliment and a little criticism, but I definitely thought it was really, really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of also a criticism would be that, to me, the comedy tonal, it didn't blend very well in certain situations.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially the courtroom scene where that's more or less a pretty serious scene, and Bolin's just standing up like, "Oh, I'm being funny." It's like, not the right time, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I thought his asides
didn't
didn't really
match.
add anything to that scene.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it just shows that, Bolin's, sort of comedy, in real world situations, is just stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they literally are being sentenced to death.
Like when Korra was, getting ready to tell the judge guy what's what, she, sticks his head in Naga's mouth.
Yeah.
And even before
I mean-
that, she threatens his life in a courtroom.
She's a pretty good Avatar. Yeah, she's learned a thing or two from Aang.
Korra, she's the greatest Avatar.
That's not a song, and it never will be. Nope.
I think there are a couple other things, like the end of Eska chasing Bolin, hilarious. On its own, I think it works as a comedic, like, boom.
They didn't know how to end the episode, maybe. I don't know. It felt like things kind of just came apart at the seams at the end.
Right, as far as the ridiculousness, yeah, definitely ending it that way. Because as far as where the plot went, it just kind of like went spewing out everywhere at the end there. Like, what? Okay. I mean, it was very humorous.
Yeah,
I don't know if they've ever ended an episode quite that hilariously.
No,
right.
that
But
and
it-
just like abruptly, never.
Yeah,
Never
usually
happened.
they leave an episode with us feeling like ominous, or like, oh no, what's gonna happen? This one's like, whoa!
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so for just the difference, I gotta give him credit there.
Yeah.
And of course it is funny, but I guess I don't know if it's because I'm used to something else, but I also
Right.
or it's because I wanted something else. Maybe they're the same thing.
They probably
they are
are.
the same thing. Man, I need to reevaluate life.
Do you guys think that Korra, as an Avatar, obviously she hasn't come into her own as far as commanding of her role in the world, but do you think she should have been subject to the trial?
I think that if she had stepped in, it would have been kind of, favoritism, obviously, because her parents are in the
Sure.
trial. But it seems like because the Avatar is supposed to be like the ultimate judge, of,
Exactly,
basically,
the ultimate
like
judge.
whenever there is something that needs to be decided, it seems like she should be the person that does it.
Right.
But
But she is a water-bending tribe member, or
Yeah.
a water tribe member. So is her role to play, a citizen and let this trial happen?
I mean, that's really interesting that you bring that up, because one of the big conflicts that Aang had in the first show was, look, I'm the Avatar, I gotta kill this guy because Avatar rules says so.
Right.
But I gotta not kill this guy because Airbender rules says so.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
almost the exact opposite in this situation,
Yeah,
because people
very
in
much
the
so.
Water Tribe are fierce and they get to the point, especially Korra's family,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I also think that, maybe a couple of generations ago, the Avatar's role would have been to, determine the outcome of this trial. But with the way the world is advancing, the Avatar's role in the world is changing.
It has shifted
dramatically.
right? And with the infrastructures being built with government, and obviously they have a core system and all this kind
Yeah.
of stuff, probably didn't exist, at least not in any way to the same degree.
In a-
However, she's still the Avatar.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think that brings into a bigger question, especially with what Unalaq is constantly telling her. Although we know that his kind of opinion or whatever is obviously not super valid, but is that you have to stay neutral. You have to stay neutral. And I think back to everything we know about the Avatar, and in theory, yes, but in practicality, that has never been the case for any Avatar.
Right.
Maintaining peace doesn't mean maintaining neutrality.
Right.
Aang didn't. Well, I guess we got to treat the Fire Nation fairly, and no, there's obviously a balance that has to be reached, and when one side overthrows that, it's the Avatar's job to work for the Force to balance it, and that means taking sides.
But look, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was an interesting point when I was watching it. She doesn't really seem to be grasping what her role is, and I don't know that we are either exactly.
No, I have.
Yeah.
At this point, I have no idea what her role is, because, like you said, the world's different now. I mean, we talked about that to death in season 1. So she doesn't know. She's taking orders from her uncle, who obviously has his own agenda. He's telling her what she needs to be doing. Tenzin is telling her what she needs to be doing.
Considering that Korra has a mastery over the Avatar state, she should be getting all the advice that she can from the previous Avatars, but she hasn't been getting any of it. She's talked to Aang once. Why wouldn't you, if you can go into the Avatar state at will, talk to these previous Avatars?
Okay, but I think that despite her ability to activate Avatar state at will, I still don't think she has the ability to communicate with past Avatars at will, the same way Aang could. I think she still does have a block to the spirit world, and to some degree. What I thought was interesting about this episode is that Daenerys, what's the girl's name? The little one?
Iki?
Iki.
Daenerys?
Continue.
Is that Iki was with the Tea Party. They learned from the Sky Bison on a personal and emotional level, right? Just like the original Airbenders learned from the original Sky Bison. I know we were kind of saying that we didn't fully enjoy the wrap up of that Civil War, of that kind of conflict between the family. I thought that kind of piecing it together like that, to me, it came full circle and really did work.
So, how are we going to resolve this? I think we could resolve it with
The
something.
young chunk bending is never resolved in any
No, it's
coherent
not.
way. It just ends on a non sequitur.
So, Chewie, you're going to have to put your pants back on. Segueing to what we were going to do, Ryan.
Right.
Your response. Go ahead.
Okay, what we want to know this week is, do you think that Avatar Korra had a responsibility as the Avatar of the world to step up and take control of that trial? Or do you think as a water-bending tribe member, she should have stayed where she was in her place?
Now put your glasses back on so you look all... There you go.
Ten Cat Marie wrote, I think that Boomy may have been the most neglected while growing up. Aang had this connection with the different elements. That was something that connected him to Kaya and to Tenzin. Although Kaya was just a waterbender, she still shared the spirituality and experience of bending with her father, and her mother. Boomy, by being a non-bender, did not have that type of bonding with his father or his mother. Maxwell Productions wrote, I'd have to go with Kaya being the most neglected. She seemed the most hurt about Aang not spending time with her and Boomy, and frankly speaking, she seems to me more Katara's daughter than Aang's. The fact that she was named after her dead grandmother probably meant Katara spent more time with her, while Boomy was named after Aang's oldest and probably dead friend. Kevin Klickman wrote, I'm going to make a radical counter-argument and say that Tenzin was the most neglected. Sure, they all missed out on childhood and fatherly connection, but Tenzin had tons of pressure put on him from Aang. He didn't seem to enjoy the trips he went on, and he never really found himself. He just had kids to propagate airbenders, and then went into politics to be the voice of the airbenders. At least the other siblings had their choice in life and found their own stories.
Oh, sweet, a call. What's that, Billy? There's a fire? Oh, I can't make it.